Oh, yeah. Here we are, everybody. Welcome in. Hopefully, you heard from Alexis that they didn't deliver my lunch and I hadn't eaten. So I ate as fast as I could, and I'm here with you now. And here we go. I'm going to be with you from now until 3:30. So we'll do an hour and 10 minutes today, and then we'll do another hour and 10 minutes on Wednesday. So that'll make up your extra time. I don't know what's happening with food service here in Southern California. It's happened to me twice. Restaurants are actually having a hard time getting people to come to work in California. I don't know if that's happening in other parts of the country because of unemployment insurance. It's just people can make more by staying at home right now, so we're having some trouble, I think, in California. It was good, though. I finally got here. How are you guys today? All right. So today, the deck that my guides seem to want me to use is the Wild Offering. I actually had a dream about it, which is kind of, I normally don't have a dream about the deck before readings, but today I did. And so this is Tasha Silver's deck. I love it so much. It's the Wild Offering. But I'm also going to, where I'm called, I'm going to work with the Pocket Pema Chodron, or Pema Chodron as some people call her, because there's some people who I think might want to hear from this too as your oracle for today. And then today's class is 4 to 6 p.m. It's Crystal Masters. We're doing greetings, so I hope you're really excited. I'm so excited. And yeah, I had Mediterranean food. I'm only doing lean protein, vegetables, whole grains, and fruit right now. I'm on a really strict Mediterranean protocol. But I'm doing great. So thank you for your patience. Yeah, it's hard for me because I have a really strong work ethic. I've always gotten a lot of pride from my work. So it's really crazy to live in a time and an era where people are encouraged not to work. But maybe it gives them time with their families. You know what I mean? I'm kind of open to that too. So I have an open mind. Okay. So I'm going to ask my spirit guides to come closer. I'm going to ask your spirit guides to come closer too. I'm going to ask them to help me be a good, clear, and open channel for the wisdom and information that comes through. Only wisdom and information in service of the highest good of the one who asks. We ask for that wisdom to come forward, and we give thanks for wisdom that's already on its way. Great to see you in Maryland today, Holly Ward. And Donna's got a squirrel yelling at her and staring her down. I love it. No Aya for me this year because my shaman is, and God bless him, but he's not, he's working widely with a lot of different people. And so for my own health and safety, until we're through the pandemic, I can't expose myself. I miss it though, and I miss him. But hopefully next year, you know what I mean, we'll get back to our rituals and ways of being. Sucks being immune compromised, man. Okay. I'm going to dive right in. Thank you for that, Julie Cooper. I'm going to go to Jess Kybardis. She said, I would love a reading. Let's get in there, girl. Let's see what's coming up for you today. So we're going to go in with Jess. Jess. All right. I love this deck so much. I hope you love it too. If you haven't been to readings with this deck, hope you love it as much as I do. Let's dive right in with the patience card. Are you being impatient, Jess? Welcome to my world. If you've tried, this is a great card. If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from it. May I let this be for now. Help me relax and trust. Every need will be met. Often change soon follows. This is such true wisdom, at least in my life. I don't know if it's been true for you. When I have a challenge that keeps presenting itself, and I can't shift it for whatever reason, I can't shift the dynamic, I can't shift the energy, it's usually because I still have some work to do. Have you ever encountered that before? It can be the most frustrating thing because when we feel like we're done with something, we want to be done with it. I feel like the guides are saying there's at least one area of your life, Jess, where this is true. That something is lingering, feels like personal life. that you would rather have it not linger, but it's lingering because it's there to teach you. They're saying it's there to show you something, not teach you something. Can you think of what this dynamic or this situation is? Feels like it's for more than just Jess, by the way. So if this is resonating with you, it might also be your card. Sometimes I pull a card and like, let's say this one is for Jess, but there might be 5 other people who are here live who really need to hear this today. If you can't shift it, it's because it might not be shiftable right now. And so where is the wisdom? That's what the guides keep asking me for you, Jess. Where is the wisdom that you need to gather from whatever these dynamics are? Because in my experience, as soon as you isolate it, you shift it. It's like as soon as you can look and say, okay, maybe I still need to learn from that, that is the release valve. Instead of going, I want this to change, I don't want this, I want this to change, I don't want this. As soon as we go, okay, this is here, and maybe there's still something for me to learn or grow from, it's like it unlocks the door. So take heart there. I have a feeling that's for more than just one person today. Hi, Kenneth Corey said, this is my first time joining you live for a reading. Having fun. Would you like a reading, Kenneth? Can you let me know? I only read when people ask because it's kind of a violation of my ethical code to read for people who don't ask. So let me know. Valerie B, hold on. You're so welcome, Jess. That felt like good. I mean, I'm really glad you summoned that card, Jess, because I know that wasn't just for you. It is for you, but it's not only for you. So I'm going to go back up. Hold on. Come on, Spirit. Come on, Spirit. Valerie B. First reading. She's feeling lost today. I love your little butterflies. I do. Maybe you're not so lost after all, yeah? Valerie. Take a breath. You know, Valerie, one of my life mantras is, if you're ever sad or feeling astray, the antidote is service. Service is the antidote to sadness. Or feeling lost. You know, it's like, and it seems so contrarian, kind of like, really, if I do something for somebody else, I'm going to feel better. But 99% of the time, it actually works. So this is the card. It's the service card. You stop using the universe to try to get what you want and start asking love to use you. I remember my grandmother teaching me. She'd been gone for, a long time, since 98. Is that 25 years almost? Almost. Is it longer? God. Anyway, my grandmother used to tell me that every morning when she woke up, she asked God to use her. That was her first prayer in the morning. Pretty inspiring, isn't it? I doubt very many of us say, use me, you know what I mean? Put me in the right place at the right time to help the people who need it most. Give me the right words, give me the right spirit in my heart. You offer all and want to be of service. Ironically, many desires become fulfilled without grasping or manipulation. That's why I always tell you, it's like gratitude and service begin that cycle of abundance and prosperity. People who manifest a lot are usually givers. They're usually people who are like of service. There are people who need you, and not in a funky codependent way. Let me reframe that. There are places where your spirit could be of greater service than it is today. And this may lead you, hold on, let me listen. This may lead you somewhere very interesting, actually. There's part of your contract that hasn't been fulfilled yet. I'm just going to tell you everything I'm hearing. I don't know that you fully know the totality of your purpose yet. A lot has been revealed, but some has not yet. You haven't been ready, and you're coming close to a time where you are ready to receive this. And it will help you not to feel lost. You will become found in the process of activating this gift. I'm really excited for you because it feels like it's this year. They're showing me June 2021 and October 2022. I'm usually fairly accurate when it comes to time, when they give it to me. They don't always give it to me. Spirit is reluctant with time because we humans hang our damn hats on it. You know what I mean? If Spirit goes June 2021, it's almost like we go into hibernation until June gets here, right? But June 2021 is right around the corner. But they're also showing me October 2022. What is that? July, August, September. That's 16 months. These 16 months feel very helpful or very significant for you. In terms of helping you feel like you're back on your game. Yeah, you know, Michelle, I love when they give me a timestamp because they don't always do it. But then I also think I know why they don't do it, because as soon as Spirit gives me a timestamp, I'm like, oh, I can be on vacation until then. Kenneth said yes. Okay, let me go back to you, Kenneth. Hold on. Hi, Kenneth. I get to read for you today. I see a lot of you, so hang tight. I'm not going anywhere for an hour. I'll get to you. You're a little dog too. ¿Dónde está Kevin? Or Kenneth, I'm sorry. Well, I can't find you in the feed, Kenneth. There you are. Okay, good. He's there. Hi, Kenneth. Kenneth. Let's see what's coming up in the cards. I'm excited. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck coming up for you today. It's the Trust card. When love is invited to take over, and you're seeing a theme, right? Love taking over, trust taking over, faith taking over, purpose taking over, right? And when we allow those things to happen, we get in the lane, we get in our lane. When love is invited to take over, right actions arise at the right time. Allow me, dear divine, to wait patiently until the timing is right. Let me rest in the unknown until a clear path is shown. They're talking about trying hard. I don't know what you're trying hard to do or make or create or expand. You won't have to exert as much effort if you just surrender. Does that make sense to you, Kenneth? It's the message that's coming through today. Like, it almost, in a way, I have compassion for you because it feels like you're really working hard at something that you don't have to work hard at if you allow the energy to do the work. You know what I mean? When we work hard, it's oftentimes because we're trying to do something that either isn't timed well or isn't meant for us. You ever notice that things are kind of meant to be, they just fall into place? It's like you just almost watch it happen as opposed to like, I'm going to make this happen. Start to take stock in your life of when you're trying to make things happen, or, you know, versus when you're like watching it unfold. And you'll get into that habit. The problem is that we're trained in the West and in the US in particular, like, work hard, make it happen, and it's like there is something to be said for just being in flow. So I hope that's resonating for you. Aries rising. And that's the thing, Kenneth. I mean, with Aries rising, it's almost like you're destined to, you know, push, because and 99% of the time you're right. I mean, Aries rising is usually so spot on with their assessments of things, especially the quick assessments of things. You're usually not wrong. But sometimes Aries has this habit. My son is an Aries sun, and I watch him, you know what I mean, and he gets so frustrated because it's like, why isn't this working? It's like, well, I'm doing everything right. You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about letting things unfold in a different order. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Where am I going, Spirit? Julie Cooper. Athena, I would love to understand how to find peace between my masculine and feminine sides. They're fighting like a married couple. I'm laughing with you because that's sometimes how I feel too. So let's see what the cards have to say about it, Julie. Julie, Julie, Julie. Guides are like, you should give her Pima Chodron. Let me just double check that. Yeah, it says not the card. Sorry, I do what I'm told. Julie, 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 Julie. You ready? This is number 52. The journey goes down, not up. I'll read it to you. I use this little like oracle cards because the wisdom is so good. It's always like right on time. Spiritual awakening, Julie, is frequently described as a journey to the top of a mountain. We leave our attachments and our worldliness behind, and we slowly make our way to the top. At the peak, we've transcended all pain. The only problem with this metaphor is that we leave all the others behind. Our drunk brother, our schizophrenic sister, our tormented animals and friends. Their suffering continues, unrelieved by our personal escape. In the process of discovering bodhicitta, the journey goes down, not up. It's as if the mountain pointed toward the center of the earth instead of reaching into the sky. Instead of transcending the suffering of all creatures, we move toward the turbulence and doubt. We jump into it, we slide into it, we tiptoe into it, we move toward it however we can. We explore the reality and unpredictability of insecurity and pain, and we try not to push it away. It's big. If it takes years, if it takes lifetimes, we let it be as it is. At our own pace, without speed or aggression, we move down, 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 and with us move millions of others, our companions in awakening from fear. And at the bottom, we discover water, the healing water of bodhicitta. Right down there in the thick of things, we discover a love that will never die. So what I'm getting from the spirit guides about your masculine and feminine, the masculine wants to ascend, usually, right? It wants to achieve, it wants to, and the feminine wants to witness and hold and anchor and it's time to try a different approach to your process, which will satisfy what seem like these competing demands of the masculine and feminine. Sometimes there's a real value in getting closer to the problem rather than trying to spin away from it. But the masculine has to learn that from the feminine. Because the masculine wants to solve the problem, it doesn't want to inhabit it. It's too scary, right? Because the masculine is here to save us from our problems, right? So getting closer to the problem feels like the opposite. So bodhicitta is spelled bodhichitta. Yeah. Pretty cool, right? Okay, let me see who's next here. Yeah, it's true, Jimmy. Let's see. Hi, Bianca. Thank you for that, darling. I really appreciate you being here. All right, Natalie Navas. The guys are saying the deck. Let me put the deck, Natalie. Hold on. I'm going to go back and forth between them because that was my guidance today. So I'm really glad you're here. Thanks for being here, you guys. All right, Natalie. She says, how do I access the prosperity to take my kids to live abroad for a while? Can I come with you? I promise I will be an easy travel companion. Natalie. Where's that prosperity she needs? What a great card for that question, I think. Notice, by the way, it's all Ganesha on the back side of these cards, right? He's the Hindu god of obstacle removal. Seems pretty much like a good omen. What do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. You know what the spirit guides are asking? You ready for this? Are you sure it's what you want? The guides are saying not all of your energy is aligned with this yet. And they're also saying that the previous readings I did are also for you. Sometimes we have to move closer to the challenge, and then the challenge disappears, right? A lot of times the challenge remains. It's like, what's the saying? What you resist persists. You know what I mean? And as soon as you stop resisting it, it's like, poof, it disappears. So make sure there's nothing in this that you're resisting. Yeah. Because it's not like, oh, there's just like 2 things you have to do and then all the money's going to come and you can go wherever you want. It's like, are you 3,000% aligned that this is what you want to be doing? And what do I mean by that? Well, it could be like little second guessing in the back of your mind. There's something I'm trying to manifest. I'll just share a personal example. And I know I'm not sure I want it. So it's not happening. And it's 3,000% because I'm not 3,000% on board. And the universe is like, when you're ready, girl, let us know. I mean, seriously, I woke up in the middle of the night and do you ever have those moments where you wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning and you just, like, you're wide awake and it's just like, the, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I was laying there going, I don't know if I want that. And then it was literally like I could hear my spirit guides going, what do you want us to do? You know what I mean? So I just want you to hold space for that. As soon as you're clear, it's going to happen. And girl, let me tell you something. This is why I'm not saying yes to what I'm trying to manifest right now, because it'll change some different things about my life. I'm just not sure I want that right now. And that's okay to say. A lot of us feel pressure, you know what I mean? All right, Mackenzie Arts. Let me go in down here. Hi, Mackenzie. You're so welcome, truly. So welcome, Natalie. I hope that's helpful for you. I really do. Because I so understand on like 9 different levels. You know what I mean? All right, Mackenzie, it's her first reading today too. It's fun. There's quite a few of you who are getting first time readings today. Mackenzie. Yeah. Well, and then here's the money card. Ding dong, right? All my finances are now in divine order. Sing it with me. All my finances are in divine order. It's just a good thing to say out loud a bunch of times. All my finances are in divine order. Love itself knows my needs and is the source for all. I don't need to cling to gain or fear loss. Every need I have will be met through offering all to the divine. Are you worried about money? Remember that money is an energy, right? It's like love, it's like health, it's an energy stream. Most people are really good at expecting good health, and most people are pretty good at expecting to receive love. It's like these are basic things, but then when they think about money, they're like, oh, I don't know. And that's why a lot of people have trouble manifesting wealth, because they don't look at wealth accurately, in my opinion, that it's the same thing as those other things. It's just energy. It flows in, it flows out, it gets blocked, right? So it's the same as manifesting anything else when you're trying to manifest wealth and abundance. Something you're creating now could be bringing you prosperity. Someone has told you this already. This is what the guys were saying. It's time to pay attention and bring this forward. It's a soul gift, whatever they're talking about. Like, people need this. Could be quite a good source of prosperity for you. And shift some dynamics in your life too, which sounds pretty exciting. But are you ready? But are you ready? But are you ready? Every manifestation brings change. That's why people are like, I want it, I don't want it, I want it, I don't want it, right? My finances are in order today. It's the worst song I ever sang for you. But you won't forget it. You'll say it a bunch of times now. All right, Jalen Reed, I would love my first reading. I have a lot of things going on. Most good. Would love guidance. Let's go in. Hi, Jalen. Love your name, by the way. I think that's a really cool name. I've known 2 other Jaylins in my life, and they're both amazing human beings. So it's a name that has good energy. Jalen. I like this card a lot. I'm glad it's coming up today. Spaciousness. It's one of my favorite words in the English language, is spaciousness. Because I'm a Sag moon. We don't like it when people are all up in our space or our business or anything. We need lots of space. So it says, what do I no longer need? Help me, God, to release whatever people, places, or things drain my vital essence. Show me what will fill me with enthusiasm and joy. That's a good one, isn't it? Spaciousness. They're talking about physical space. Are you moving? That sounds exciting. It does feel like there's good things going on around you. There's nice energy flow. The guys are saying you've manifested that. So good on you. It does feel good. Whatever this movement, and it feels like a physical spatial move, that feels good for you too. It does feel like a lot. Are you feeling overwhelmed? One thing at a time, yeah. There's a pacing issue here. You do need to have space, mental space, emotional space, physical space, and a little bit of that right now I think would help, because they're showing me just kind of like a little bit of overwhelm in the energy field. So break it down. This is also, there's some planetary activity involved with you. It would be good for you to have a reading, like a progression of your chart, so that you're really clear about what's going on, so that you make the most of it. It's not a bad thing. It's like, but it's like harnessing the energy, because there's some stuff maybe in a progression that isn't fully clear to you now. There's lots of good people who can do a progression for you. Yeah, they just wanted me to add that for you. Have someone look at your chart. It's important. You're remodeling? Okay, yeah. Feels good. Are you creating spaciousness? Are there like extra rooms and things? They're showing me like a lot of like things in boxes and moving and here to there, and it all feels good. I mean, it's not anything I look and I don't feel overwhelmed, but it's like, it definitely feels like there's order of operations, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, Christina G is saying pacing. Pacing is tough for her too. It's hard for me too. I get really excited about things and then it's like a shit show. You know, and it's like the spirit guides have to slow me down. Sandra Ferreira, I got something big coming up that's going to force me to push through fear, sharing my story and gift with others my soul's path. Any guidance from the spirit guides for what's to come? Well, that sounds exciting. I'm here for that. Let's see what the cards have to say for you, Sandra. Sandra. Take your time. This has been coming for a while. No rushing. Some of the previous readings are relevant to you. Did you see that? They're asking me. I'm not asking you. Sandra. So there's someone who's going to help you, and they're not here yet, or like the thing isn't ready yet. There's like that's a timing thing. And then here's the card. Perfectionism. I'm a perfectionist, are you? It's a benefit and a challenge, isn't it? If there's a mistake in anything, I will see it, and I usually see it first. And it's not my favorite thing about me. That's why I'm a really good editor. I'm like keyed into mistakes. Permission to make mistakes is very freeing. Isn't that true? It's the root of creativity and change. Allow me, divine, to make as many mistakes as I need. There's a beautiful big red bird outside. Free me from the prison of perfectionism. Is that what's happening to you? When you're manifesting your soul's path, let me listen. The bird isn't moving. Now he's singing. You hear him? Oh, it's Joseph. Usually Joseph's facing away from me, so I don't see him. Joseph, what do you have in mind for Sandra? He's just staring at me. Well, that maybe this is his message too. He's never just stood there and sang at me before. It's kind of cool. That's what's coming up, is let this unfold. When you're manifesting your soul's path, you can't screw it up. You can't make a mistake. So you don't have to worry. We make mistakes when we're trying to make things happen, or when we're forcing things, or when we're going against the grain, but you're not, right? So let go of that. Would you do anything differently, Sandra, if you knew you couldn't make a mistake? It's a different way of asking you the same question. He's just sitting there staring at me. You little cutie pie. I see you. He's just literally like 2 feet outside my window. My window's 1 foot away from me. Wish you were here. All right, let's go back in. You got crows talking to you, Shell. I love that. Okay, Yvonne Pollock. If you feel called, if something shines through to call your attention, I would appreciate a card. Thank you either way. Aren't you sweet? I really appreciate that, Yvonne. I see you. Yvonne. I love you, Joseph. This is a great card, too. I mean, the whole deck is great. Compassion. As you pray each day for greater compassion, a new self is born. Draws new people and experiences. Dear Lord, help me feel ever-deepening self-acceptance, and may I see myself as you see me. Spirit's like, that's what's going on here. Are you not seeing yourself with compassion? You, not other people. A lot of times when we think of ourselves as being compassionate people, we think about that with regard to others. Oh, I'm very compassionate. I care about other people. I look out for other people. I think of other people first. And then when I'm like, well, what are you compassionate with yourself? People are like, no. That's what's at play here. You need to be on the receiving end of greater compassion from you. What does that look like? The spirit guides are asking me. What do you think it looks like for you to be more compassionate with yourself? The guides are saying time. You need time. Yeah. And space. Yeah. They're talking about air element. Does it make sense to you? It's like spaciousness, room to breathe, room to be, room to dream. Air element is all about like literally like flying like hawk and eagle, and just having a little bit of like, you know, nothing cramping you, nothing constraining you, just everything creating space for you. Maybe work with some feathers to bring in some of that. Maybe work with a rattle, which is great. Air element. Magic too, you know, sound is really powerful as an air element ally. Okay, yeah, feels like it. Compassion for yourself first, then for others. Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Where are we going, Spirit? Jess, are you here? Jess Wilson Parsons. Okay. You did ask. Guys were like, Jess Wilson, and I'm like, I don't know if I saw Jess Wilson. I did. Hi, Jess. It was really lovely to see your baby's birthday pictures this weekend. I hope they enjoyed every single moment. I truly do. It was really sweet because your Willow's birthday is the same day as Claire's Willow's birthday. She turned 1 this weekend. All right, Jess. Body. Show me, divine, how to love and fully care for this body. Please give me the radiant miracle of accepting my body as it is. I sometimes get insight with you guys about things, and I don't always know if I should share it. I know that's a really funny thing to say. I have this rule with myself that I don't give people input or advice unless they ask for it. But then Spirit gives stuff to me and doesn't ask my permission. But then I'm like, do I tell you? So I'm going to tell you what the guides are saying, and then I'm going to tell you about this consistent vision I've had about you, Jess, that, and what I would say is like, take it or leave it. If you don't want to hear this, maybe you can tell me in the feed, and then I won't tell you, and I'll just tell you what the guides are saying now. You can decide. I really don't give advice. Okay, I can share it? Okay. The guides are saying that the most important thing you need to do right now is take care of yourself, first and foremost. There's nothing wrong with you. But it's like extra care for you right now because of how much energy you're exerting for everything else that you're doing and not neglecting yourself. And they're saying, I kind of don't have to tell you that because you know that intuitively, but it's a reminder to you. They're talking about support. Are you hiring someone, or are you? They're talking about external support coming in, and it's not somebody that you like know. It almost looks like the energy feels like a consultant, or like a. That's not the right word. Assistant? That's not the right word either. I don't know what it is. It just looks like a helper. Okay, so that's the first thing that's coming through. And this person could be somebody who helps you take care of yourself. Like maybe they do meal prep for you, or I don't know what it is. But it's almost like you need this, and I think if you set the intention for it, it will come to you. I don't like help. I will tell you that right now. I don't like it. I resist it. I don't want it. I didn't want it when my kids were small. You're hiring people to help you move. Okay. This is going to be a good thing for you. It's important. If you're resisting it at all, and I just understand that because I don't like anybody to do anything for me. I don't even like people to wash my dishes. I'm very picky about like how my dishes get washed. I am a terrible person to help. I've had to accept help at different times, like after having a C-section and things like that. You don't have a choice, right? Okay, here's what keeps coming to me for you, Jess. I'm going to put it out there since you said I could. Take it for what it's worth. I see you opening a business, and it's kind of different from what I'm going to describe to you. Spirit wants to talk about it too. It's like a holistic nutrition, meditation. They're saying metabolism. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, I still feel okay about that person. I feel like you're going to start something and it could be very lucrative. I don't know that you're ready to do it yet. This is what I'm going to tell you. Because when you start to do whatever this is, if you start to do whatever this is, it's going to take a lot of your time. And I don't know that you have enough time to do this right now. But if you leave the door open, and the pendulum is like, if you leave the door open, this could be something that you begin. What they've shown me is you starting like a program for people, and it addresses like body, mind, spirit. It's like I've even seen like the logo, like a triangle or something like that, where it's like you're treating the whole person. You're treating their body because you're helping them with their physical body. You're treating their mind. You know, they're helping with meditation and inner peace and all that, and then you're helping with the spirit. You're conjuring. You know, you're stimulating their faith and reminding them. And part of it is what you've been through in the grief process. People will have a lot of trust and faith in you because they know that you've struggled, you know what I mean? It kind of in the healing world, anytime we go through a major transition, it's like it sucks, but it's kind of like street cred. You know what I mean? Like people are not going to say, oh, does she really know what it's like to go through challenging times? Because you do, right? I don't know what that is, but when you decide to do it, there's a lot of energy around it. So wait to do it until Wait to do it until after this move. The more you ask about this, the more will come. I hope that's helpful for you. Okay. I think we would all come and help you, Jess, if we could. If it wasn't COVID, I'd probably get on a plane. I would just take the kids for the day or the week. Okay. Okay, good. You don't need your bachelor's for this. I mean, I think it's great to get your bachelor's. I will always be pro education. You don't need your bachelor's for this. Don't wait on that. You don't need it for this. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. It's nice to know if I have your permission, because sometimes I just resist. I don't want to, I don't want to bring you information that you're not ready to have. Okay, Yvette Price, what do my guides want me to know? This would be my first reading. Gosh, it's funny because I don't read your comment. I go to your name first, so I really don't know who's first or not first. And isn't that interesting? Yvette. Money. Money. All my finances are in divine order. All my finances. Love itself knows my needs and is the source for all. I needn't cling to gain or fear loss. Every need will be met through offering all to the divine. Isn't that true? It's the money card for Yvette. Did you know that, Julie? I love that. And thank you again. Those of you who are giving me your permission, I keep a mental note of that. I'm not a nosy person. I don't get up in your business. Even energetically, I try not to read for you when I'm not reading for you, but sometimes you consistently pop in my head, and it's like, okay, well, let's go with that. Yvette, something you've been trying to manifest for quite a while, it's not right now. It's the end of this year, leaning towards spring equinox 2022, March, April. Anyway, something's coming, and you've been wanting it for quite a long time, and it's divinely timed. So if you've been feeling discouraged, I don't know if you have, but sometimes we do on that manifestation path. It's like, is it ever going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, there's something big coming. And it feels like something or you've been, it's an intention that you've set. This isn't like out of nowhere. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate that. And if you ever don't want to know, I'm okay with that too. I don't take that stuff personally. If you're like, look, and just keep it to yourself, I don't mind that either. I don't, yeah. Ursula. Oh, I love you too, Jess. I'm glad that was helpful. Okay. Hold on, where am I going? Sherry Howe, reading for insight on my well-being. I like that. Let's talk about your well-being, Sherry. Spirits, hold on. Sherry Howe. You know how they bug me when okay. So Jess, I told you that there's a triangle, right? I don't know, they keep showing me this thing and it's like, tell her. There's a triangle in it. I don't know. Sherry Howe. Sherry. Sometimes they're very insistent on things. Okay, so I like this card for your question, Sherry, because I think it's kind of an answer to your question. When I stay calm, I think it's a superpower because I'm menopausal. So those of you who haven't been through menopause yet, you may not think that staying calm is a superpower. You wait till your hormones dive and then talk to me about staying calm. The inner divine is the witness of all, remaining still and quiet even during intense turbulence. So take a deep breath and then say, quiet my mind, dear Lord, may your peaceful calm take over. Guys are talking about staying centered. There's a lot of movement around you energetically. It's almost like when I tap into your energy field, Sherry, I feel like I'm standing on a freeway and cars are going zoom, 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 and I'm like trying to. It literally feels like this, like I'm standing still, and then the energy's like that. And when life is like that, and you know the field is like this, right? I mean, the field has been like this for, in my estimation, about 2 years now. I think it was leading up to the pandemic and a lot of other, you know, social global changes that are happening. So a lot of us are feeling like that, but I feel like there's some unique forces happening in your life that are kind of like zooming around you. They keep talking about staying centered, stay in the middle. You know what I mean? Like visualize yourself in the middle. Anchor yourself. It's like almost imagine that you're standing in the middle of this crazy freeway, as you may be, but put a river in between you and the cars. You know what I mean? So expand. That's how I expand my energy field. Is I imagine that it isn't just me. It's like there's rivers on either side, and those rivers are filled with love and compassion and forgiveness and peace and harmony and unity and balance. And so when I imagine those rivers flowing next to me, it's like it automatically pushes everything out just a little bit and gives me a little bit more room, because otherwise your energy field, which is 12 inches around you, can sometimes start to feel like it's caving in a little bit, and that disrupts, to your question, your well-being. So I think this visualization could be helpful for you, because it does feel like there's a lot of this around you, and that can start to feel a little hectic. Get as grounded as you can get. Get as grounded as you can get. Well, by unique forces, I mean, there's you and then there's everybody else, right? Like the whole world right now, Sherry, feels like this, right? It's like what's happening in the news, what's happening in Europe, what's happening with the pandemic, what's happening with, you know, like boom, boom, zoom, zoom, zoom. We all feel like that a little bit, unless we live under a rock, right? Which I'm trying to live under a rock right now. So when I say unique to you, I mean, there's what's happening to all of us, and then there's what's happening to Sherry. Does that make sense? So you have your own zoom, zoom, zoom that's separate from the zoom, zoom, zoom of the world. Yeah. Okay, JB Bo says I have permission to spill it all. That's my favorite kind of permission slip. Well, careful what you wish for, JB. All right, JB. I mean, I don't sugarcoat things, and I try not to hold things back, but I'm also very keen on not interrupting the integrity of anyone's energy either. So it's like this line I walk. Jamie. Impatience. It's my middle name. My middle name, it does start with an I. I always joke that it's impatience. It's not. It's Irene. But I am the least patient person you'll ever meet in your whole life. I wanted it yesterday, whatever it is. All right. My life is unfolding in divine timing. All delays are beneficial. I'm always at the right place at the right time. Are you being impatient right now? Something has been delayed. This is what the guides are saying. And it is working in your favor. You may change your mind about it. That's what they're saying. Has that ever happened to you? Happens to me. Where like I'm all about manifesting something because I'm double fire and I'm like going for it energetically. And then there's a delay, which like shows me something different. And then I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want that now. And it actually works in my favor, but it annoys me when it happens. Joseph's out there again. Hi, Joseph. Anyway, if you are feeling frustrated around timing, whatever this delay is ultimately working in your favor. It's just hard to see it right now. Does that make sense? Yeah. All right, Peggy Landis. I would love some guidance. Friday would have been my son's 24th birthday, my second year without him. Oh, Mama. My heart's with you. Saturday was 4 years my mom passed. Yeah, you've got all these anniversaries, yeah. Friday and then Saturday, back to back. I'm trying hard not to let my grief interfere with manifesting. How am I doing? I would say you're doing great. You know what I'm going to tell you, Peggy, and this is sincere. The fact that you're even asking the question tells you how you're doing. Do you know how hard it is to have that level of self-awareness when you are fresh in the grief process? And you're fresh, 2 years, 4 years. When it's someone in your nuclear family, I'm super proud of you, because that's like mission impossible, right? And you're doing it, and you're aware enough to say, I'm trying not to let the grief interfere with manifestation. It's like that awareness is, it tells you exactly how you're doing. Let's see what's coming up. Peggy. They're never far from you, are they? Your mom in particular. I get chills all over. She's pretty vocal. Oh, she sure is. Aw, Peggy, look at the card. This is why I love reading for you guys, because I don't read for anybody else. This is my only chance to read for people, and I love reading. I would miss this so much if we ever stopped it. I mean, I have no plans to stop it, but I would just miss it so much, because I love synchronicity, and I love it when it shows up in such beautiful ways. I'm trying not to cry, Peggy, because I'm gonna cry, and then you're gonna cry, and then we're all gonna cry. You see that card for you? It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me, Lord, to send so much compassion and caring to that inner child that I always remember I myself am love. Yeah. That is the key, the guides are saying, to your process. Because the little one within you, right? You're having to reparent her a little bit, right? Which always happens when we lose one of our parents. It's like that grand opportunity to do some reparenting. And then I think the loss of a child, which I have not experienced. It came close, but it didn't happen. But I work with hundreds of people who have lost their children. At this point, it's probably thousands of people I work with who've lost their children. It's actually one of the occasions that brings people to Sage Goddess, interestingly enough. So I have odd levels of expertise in this area, just based on all the work I've done over the years. And I think it's the hardest, because any kind of event that's unnatural poses a challenge to the energy field. It's like it's not in the natural order of things. That's why losing a parent, losing a child are like such radically different experiences, right? So for you to be working both energies is intense, but you're in there in the middle, and that little girl inside of you is where your attention needs to go now. And if you can channel your grief into compassion and love for her, then your efforts at manifestation will always be successful. And it's amazing what we can do for that little one. You know what I mean? I see you. I haven't walked your path. I've walked the path next to yours. And from that place, I have an inkling of where you are, and I send you all the love. Yeah, I really do. Okay. Yeah, see, Ursula Black made money when she had a delay. I love that. Let's see. Julie Baldino. I jumped on late. Know you're running out of time. I'm actually good. I've got 15 minutes. But I would love a reading if you can. Having a big surgery this week, and I'm terrified. Hey, girl. It's going to be okay. I feel that it will be okay. So, Julie, let's see what the cards have to say for you. Julie. They want me to, I'm going to tell you the card is patience, but they want me to open the Pema Chodron. If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. May I let this be for now? Help me relax and trust every need will be met. Right? So that's the first part of the answer to your question. Julie. Taking me to this page. It's number 51 on page 84. It says, all of us are like eagles who have forgotten that we know how to fly. The teachings are reminding us who we are and what we can do. They help us notice that we're in a nest with a lot of food. From when we were young, we've had this longing to see those mountains in the distance and experience that big sky and the vast ocean, but somehow we got trapped in our nest, just because we forgot that we knew how to fly. We are like eagles, but we have on underwear and pants and shirts and socks and a hat and a coat and boots and mittens and an iPod and dark glasses. And it occurs to us that we could experience the vast sky, but we better start taking off some of this stuff. I love Buddhism. It's like, it's so this, you know? So we take off the coat and the hat, and it's cold, but we know that we have to do it, and we teeter on the edge of the nest, and we take off, and then we find out for ourselves that everything has to go. You just can't fly when you're wearing socks and shoes and coats and pants and underwear. Everything has to go. Faith. And remembering who you are. That's the message. Your body is exquisite in its capacity to maintain its own health. The only reason we ever have any physical challenges, whether it's surgery or disease or anything else, is because we bring ourselves out of alignment. Everything's going to be fine with this. That's what they're saying. If you tell your central nervous system that now, you don't have to be afraid. But that means the fear has to go. It's like taking off the shirt because you can't fly when you're wearing a shirt. You can't go into a procedure feeling confident and secure when you're wearing fear and anxiety. So if you fast forward dimensionally and you realize, oh, I already had this surgery and it went perfectly well and I've already recovered and everything's great, then you can come back and the pendulum's like, you can come back to this moment and already know that. Does that make sense? That either makes sense or it sounds crazy AF. And I honestly don't know. I feel like it's already happened, and subconsciously you know this, and so if you can activate that awareness, then your whole body will relax. Yeah? On this subject, I have some experience. Karina George, thank you for that. She said, such beautiful readings. I would love my first reading if you feel called. I do feel called. Hi, Karina. I didn't realize you hadn't had one before. It's really fun to catch up with you today. Karina. I love this card too. It's a good one. Truth. When everything is done as an offering, even the act of speaking, you get shown when to talk and when to be silent. Isn't that true? Your words come from silence, not fear. You do the talking, dear Lord. Take me over and speak through me. Yeah. We only speak our truth when we're not speaking. Otherwise, it's just our opinions, right? I'm going to speak my truth. And it's like, no, you're speaking your opinions. If you're channeling from spirit, though, then yeah, you are speaking your truth. Because your truth, my truth, must be, by definition, part of a collective truth, right? To be true. So otherwise, we're expressing our opinions, which I think is interesting. That's what the guides are telling me about this for you. That you are learning how to connect your truth with collective truth, with the collective's expression. And that is a source of transformation for you. Are you seeing more synchronicities and more kind of, the pendulum is like, yes. If you are, that's a sign. People always want to ask me, like, what's the sign that I'm on track or on purpose or on my message or on whatever? And it's like, when you see the synchronicities coming, that's how you know. And the more of them that come, the more you know that your truth and the collective truth are finding their pathway to alignment. It's a good one, isn't it? Okay, that's right. No response is a response. Yeah, can you make everything an offering? It's not easy. Like when you look at how you eat your food, is that an offering? When you look at how you wake up in the morning, is that an offering? I mean, no judgment, you know what I mean? But is it an offering? Or is it something that you're doing out of habit? Okay. Oh, interesting. I love that, Karina. That might be a message to you about, that could be its own form of synchronicity, right? Vanya, she says, dear guides, would you be able to see what is the life I need to reach back or forward to learn when I need to move on in this one with grace? And what is that? You're such a poet, Vanya. I love that. I feel the energy of those words even more than I'm able to, you know, intellectually read them. There's a lot of energy there. Vanya, Vanya, Vanya. What is she reaching forward to or back to? Do you want to hear what they're telling me first, or do you want to see the card? I'm going to tell you what they're telling me first. What they're telling me first is remind her that it's all the same. It's so frustrating. I find it frustrating because I tend to think of past, present, future. Like we even teach that, right? Like past, present, future. But the reality is there is no past, there is no present, and there is no future. I mean, there is a present, but everything else is the present too. Your past and your future are not really your past and your future, is what I'm telling you. Because time only exists in our dimension. It doesn't exist in the other dimensions. Like if you were to talk to your spirit guides about your past, like, oh, you don't know my past, the spirit guides would be like, they'd give you side eye. You know what I mean? Like, everything that you need is available to you now. And are you ready for the card? Sometimes the card and the message don't line up exactly. In your case, they do. It's a powerful reading today for you, Vanya, I think. This could be a little bit of a game changer. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God. I don't care what you call God. They call it God in the deck. You can call it Shiva. You can call it Atman. You can call it, you know, Joe Bob. Whatever you need to call it. Don't call it Joe Bob. You know what I mean? That's not I don't think that's a great name for the divine. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. Instead it's saying, God is my source and I'm willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. Come to my support party. That was intense. That's right. Jimmy said it beautifully, more beautifully than I did it, actually. Jimmy said, all is happening now. For now is all there is. But your past is happening now, and your future is happening now. You just can't see it. And the past isn't that far away. The future isn't that far away, right? That's why I was able to tell her, like, your surgery already went well. You know what I mean? So come back now and, like, be with that awareness, right? You're very welcome. Honestly, Vanya, I think I needed that reminder because I start getting super 3D myself too, and I start thinking past, present, future, and it's a fallacy, you know. Thank you, Karen. All right, Carolyn. Dr. Carolyn has some big weird energy in her love life. Let's take a look. Hi, Carolyn. Carolyn. I like big weird energy. Not necessarily in love though. Let's see what's going on there. I'm always telling you how connected you guys are, but they still want to prove it. Self-sufficiency. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. Which honestly I want to do sometimes. I'm an INFJ, and frankly we don't think we need people, if we're honest about it. It's saying God is my source, and I am willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. Let what wants to come, come, and let what wants to go, go. and give it permission and a pathway. There's transition around you in relationship. It's almost like, I'll tell you how I feel it energetically. You can tell me if it's accurate. It's almost like it's independent of you. It's almost like you're watching it, but it's not like you're making this happen, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It feels like it's happening and you're almost observing it. Which is even better, because sometimes when we're in there moving the chess pieces around, it's like we can interfere and actually make things a little bit more complicated. This feels like it's almost like the universe is moving stuff around. That's going to continue, I think. Through harvest time. There's some changes that have to be made. They're saying that you've given a lot of permission for whatever this is to move through. So let it run its course, because you have everything you need. And to the point earlier, right? It's like, if we believe this to be true, then we have to trust the process. If you believe what I believe, which, I mean, a lot of us tend to have these sort of core beliefs that time doesn't exist, that there's a greater hand operating the wheel than ours, right? If you believe these things to be true, then letting things run their course makes a lot of sense. Yeah. It's in his court? Yeah, so let it be. It's almost like you're watching it. That's what they're showing me. They're showing me you watching things happen, and which can be extremely frustrating, and you and I both know that, right? Like, when something's happening to us, we almost want to be able to shift or move the pieces on the board. I don't even think there's much you can do to move it. So it becomes this waiting game. But I don't see stability in the field until it's between September and October of this year. October. Yeah. I'm excited for class 2. All right, I'm going to do the collective card, because then I have to go. What I'm doing between now and the time class starts is, because I can't take you outside easily during class, because I'd have to stop this broadcast and go outside and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably do some kind of bonus class where I physically take you out into the garden to show you like my outdoor grid and stuff like that. But I'm going to take some pictures and videos and show you things during class. Just so I can, because I'm going to be teaching you about different kinds of grids, and I have a lot of different grids, but I can't move them all here to show them to you physically, so I'm going to be doing that in the middle. Okay, you ready? Collective card. This is for everybody who's here now. This is everybody who will watch later. A collective card for all of us in Soul Shift to guide our work here in the 3rd week of May, which is crazy. I'm barreling towards summer solstice. Oh, look, it's my least favorite thing. If you've tried forever, this is where we started, do you remember? If you've tried forever to shift a problem, there's probably something to learn from embracing it. I love it when they bring us right back to where we started. Put a pin in it. May I let this be for now? Help me relax and trust every need will be met. Often, change comes. Often, change soon follows. Let it be, let it be. Sucks sometimes. Let me see what Spirit has to say about that card for us. A lot of you are in this spot. That's what Spirit's saying. Is that true? You want to shift something and move it and transmute it, and it's just like a stuck damn truck. Right? It's like stuck in the mud. Have you ever had a truck stuck in the mud? I've been in one stuck in the mud, and this is what it feels like, where it's like, you can spin those wheels all you want, honey. Your truck's not going anywhere. Thank you for that, Ariana. She says, draft the email and come back to it. Did it really? Marty said this is what she pulled over and over. Let it be. I promise never to sing that again. It was horrible, but let it be. You know, you gotta let it be sometimes. You know, you can't push everything. Don't be a pusher. He doesn't have anything else to tell you about that. Well, that was fun. I had fun reading for you today. There are a lot of really interesting synchronicities and harmonies between you guys. I love it when that happens. So I want to thank my spirit guides for helping me be a good open channel. I want to thank your spirit guides for letting me get in there a little bit today. I want to give thanks for wisdom that will continue to come forward for you. Pay attention to your dreams tonight. Wisdom's already on its way. Amen, aho. So it is. Did you see today's live? Oscar has a therapist now. It's a Therabunny. She lays next to him and listens to him. You know, she's cute. She's kind of big, but you know, if you look at her face, it's like, it's kind of scary if you wake up to that, you know. But she's nice to me, and I don't know. I get lonely, so anyway, we're gonna go lay down together. So I will see you in half an hour for the ultimate class in gridding. I've got so much to share with you. I cannot wait. Go get some tea or a glass of wine or whatever's, and I'll see you in 30 minutes. See you soon.